All right, I have two things to apologize for. One, this video is definitely going to come out after Christmas. And two, sorry I look like such a freaking nerd right now, dude. These glasses. I have an ulcer on my eyeball. Merry Christmas to me. Don't worry, it's not a big deal. It's gonna get better in a few days. I just have to put these drops in my eyes like every 20, 30 seconds. I know this is gonna come out after Christmas because I'm recording this the day after Christmas. But to be fair, like, are modern Christmas movies even really about Christmas anymore? Old Christmas movies used to be like, you know, sweetie, this family is the best Christmas gift a guy could ever ask for. Why, I'm starting to think I won't kill myself after all. Whereas now, Christmas movies just feel like a hodgepodge of cliches that are vaguely related to Christmas. Every Christmas movie now is like, Christmas with the Stinks. What happens when Santa gets lost in a small town just 1 week before Christmas? He's gonna have to spend it with the Stinks. Hey, come on in, we're the Stinks. We like to poop and shit. Also, Santa is a secret agent. And he's got a gun. I have a gun. Starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as every role and filmed entirely in front of a green screen. I have a gun. Netflix presents Christmas with the Farts. Only on Hulu, July 7th. I mean, Netflix's like big Christmas movie they came out with last year didn't feel like a Christmas movie at all. It was a very confused movie about Santa being kidnapped by a witch who like sucks all of his powers up so she can imprison half of the population, which on its face does seem like it could be like a whimsical, fun Christmas movie. I just wish any of the people making the movie realized that, because they all just played it really serious and made it feel like a Marvel movie.
Hey, Fred. Got a 5'11" male grown-up hovering by the scented candles. Keep an eye out.
Yeah, we got a guy maybe stealing one candle. Can we get somebody to take him in the back and kick his ribs in? Also, Santa appears to have some kind of deal with the U.S. military. They, like, escort him around with fighter jets. What does the U.S. military get from this deal? Santa, are you making them bombs? I also feel like this movie does this thing that a lot of Christmas movies do now, where because Santa's whole operation is basically impossible, basically, not, you know, I still believe in Santa. They try to come up with lore that explains it and makes it seem more believable. So like in this movie, instead of Santa's village just being like a dozen elves helping him, it's like an entire city. It's a metropolis. Yeah. Now that actually makes it make less sense. It actually made more sense when it was just magic. Thank you though. Anyway, I don't really want to spend too long talking about that movie because it's pretty boring. And I also want to talk about the movies that I actually want to talk about. Dear Santa and A Very Jonas Christmas. Dear Santa also came out last year, and the premise, if you can believe it, is that a little boy writes a letter to Santa, but he is dyslexic, so he accidentally addresses it to Satan. And then Satan shows up. And it turns out he's the guy from the Minecraft movie. Yeah, very different kind of idea for a Christmas movie, but in their defense, at least they made him terrifying. Yeah, I don't know what kind of processing they did on Jack Black's face, but he looks very uncanny. I mean, he looks like a video game character. To the point where, like, he might be completely CGI. I don't know if Jack Black knows he's in this movie. And I think that this right here is what might have given me that eyeball ulcer.
Young kid writes a letter to Santa, but he misspells it and it goes to Satan. So Satan, played by Jack Black, shows up at Christmas time and comedy ensues.
Why did they put Jack Black in quotes?
Played by Jack Black.
Does Jack Black know he's in this movie? That's why Jack Black is in this movie that we made about Satan. On all accounts, this movie makes zero sense. I don't know why they made this. A child being haunted by the Lord of Darkness should be the plot of like a horror movie. Is he gonna be like his friend? Are they gonna hang out? Is this gonna be like Gooby but with an evil monster? They already made that movie. It's called Gooby. Now going into this movie for the first time, I knew two things about it. One, that Jack Black plays Satan. And two, that something happens at the end of this movie that is in very poor taste. I was very curious to see what that was, but as the movie progressed, I honestly had a hard time seeing how that could possibly be. I mean, after all, there's so much insane shit in this movie, how could there possibly just be one thing? So most of this movie revolves around Satan trying to get this little child Liam to fulfill a deal in which Liam gets 3 wishes, and Satan gets his soul for eternity, and Liam goes to, and excuse my language here, hell. And in fact, he does eventually fulfill the deal, which leads to this very confusing montage.
What? Why so blue?
Why so blue? I just sold my soul to the devil.
Bad to the bone.
I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble seeing why him selling his soul to Satan made him cool suddenly. Damn, look at that kid. He's so cool. What's his secret? I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. So, like, does that lead to the poor taste ending? Is it Liam's parents' marriage falling apart? Is it Liam trying to use Satan to get his crush to fall in love with him? Is it this kid's teeth? Is it him wishing Satan would resurrect his brother from the dead and it happening? Oh, yep, that's it. It's that.
We wanted to make sure that it didn't get too dark. It didn't become a horror movie or anything like that.
I don't know, guys. I think you made it too dark.
We wanted to tell a nice Christmas story.
Yep. It's nothing like Satan resurrecting a little boy from the dead to make you forget this movie had anything to do with Christmas. Also, like, a third of this movie revolves around Liam going to a Post Malone concert to impress his crush. And of course, Satan puts a spell over Post Malone to make him think that he's best friends with Liam. And when I was watching this, I was like, okay, so they must have just like repurposed all of this Post Malone concert footage from an actual Post Malone concert, right? Oh no. No, there's Liam dancing up on stage with him. Damn. They really threw a whole Post Malone concert for this weird ass movie. That's crazy.
And I wanted to bring up probably the most important man to my career and the inspiration for my music.
I am happy for Liam, but I'm concerned for Post Malone here. Bringing a 10-year-old on stage and being like, this little boy is my muse. He's everything to me. It's definitely gonna put a weird stain on his career. Everyone in the crowd is like, yo, this Liam dude sounds awesome. Post Malone has lost his mind, but this Liam kid can dance. Hey guys, it's me, Santa. I probably look a little bit different than you're used to, huh? Probably expecting a guy in a big red coat with a white beard, huh? Well, this is what I actually look like. All that stuff about rosy cheeks and a big white beard is all made up. Coca-Cola made that up in the 80s. I have always looked like this. Anyways, guys, I was just popping in here to thank SoFi for sponsoring this portion of the video. As we all know, one of the simplest and most powerful ways to build wealth is actually by earning interest on your money. Making your money work for you. Just like I make the goblins work for me. Like, that's right, the elves are another thing Coca-Cola made up. They're actually goblins, and sometimes I also hire ghosts. But here's the thing, when it comes to interest, most banks give you a tiny amount, like a fraction of a percent. But thanks to today's sponsor, SoFi, we're gonna change all that for you, all right? SoFi is a mobile-first finance company helping its members save, spend, borrow, and invest. When you open a SoFi checking and savings account and set up an eligible direct deposit, you earn a competitive APY, and there are no account fees. One thing I do want to make clear is I do still like milk and cookies, so if you're like, oh, this isn't the Santa I know, I'm not gonna leave out milk and cookies. That's the one thing I do like, but I like oatmeal raisin. I'm an oatmeal raisin guy. That means your money's not just sitting there, it's working. Every dollar you earn in interest can earn more dollars in interest. Over time, that's gonna really add up. You'll even get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit. And you can access additional FDIC insurance up to $3 million on deposits through a seamless network of participating banks. For a limited time, when you open a new high-yield savings account, you can get up to a $300 cash bonus and a 0.7% boost on your savings APY with eligible direct deposit. Terms apply. So start putting your money to work like I put those geese to work pulling my sleigh through the air. That's right, reindeer can't fly. I use geese because they can fly. Head to SoFi.com/Danny, click the link in the description, or scan this QR code to learn more and get started. Thank you to SoFi for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out SoFi. Merry Christmas! I just laugh like that. Now, I got a lot of requests to talk about this Jonas Brothers Christmas movie, A Very Jonas Christmas. And the movie definitely lives up to the title. Almost this whole thing is about the Jonas Brothers. So this movie is about Nick, Joe, and Kevin having like one last concert in London before they have to fly home for Christmas with their families. But due to a series of goofy hijinks, they get stranded. And at one point in the trailer, it looks like they even get lost in the woods in Europe. When I watched the trailer, I was like, how the fuck are they gonna get lost in the woods? There are no airports there. So when I first heard about this movie, I was very excited to watch it. I think the only other movie I've ever seen these three brothers in is Camp Rock, and that movie was very easy to make fun of. And I don't really even think they've made many movies since Camp Rock. I mean, on Rotten Tomatoes, Nick's picture looks like it's from like 2013, Joe's 2015, and Kevin's 1978. Also, look at the poster for this movie. Is this about them trying to get home for Christmas or assailing a foreign dignitary to assassinate him? We got Nick in the car, Kevin in the train, and Joe is definitely gonna die up there. Oh yes, there's no doubt about it. This movie is gonna be pretty bad. Let's look at what it's got on IMDb. Oh, a 5.7. Okay, that's actually better than I would have thought. What about Rotten Tomatoes? 92? Wait, it looks like people actually really like this movie. And look at this dad on TikTok. He's losing his mind laughing. Did the Jonas Brothers make a good Christmas movie? On purpose? Okay, so I have watched the movie, and I will say it's better than I thought it was gonna be, but that doesn't mean that it's not insane, because it is still insane. For example, you're probably wondering how the Jonas Brothers got stranded in Europe in the first place. Like, obviously, most people have to deal with, like, holiday travel congestion, but the Jonas Brothers probably fly on, like, a private jet, right? They're not dealing with regular air traffic. Well, like I said, they just finished their tour. They're anxious to get home to their kids. It does kind of seem like their kids aren't really that anxious for them to get home.
I'm gonna be home tomorrow and I'm gonna take you skiing just like I promised. And she could care less.
That does kind of lower the stakes of the movie a little bit, that they're like, guys, what are we gonna do? We've gotta get home for Christmas. Our kids need us. And their kids are just like, nah, we're good, man. Don't worry about it. We have really healthy attachment, so we're not gonna fret too much about it. Don't do anything too drastic. How about we get lost in the woods and eaten by wolves? Well, Nick and Kevin are anxious to get home, actually. Joe is a little bit sad that tour is over because he's gonna miss his brothers, so he starts unknowingly venting to none other than Santa himself.
Nothing like Christmas to help a family rediscover its magic.
Except our Christmas plans are to get the hell away from each other, so.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Hold up. They want to get home for their kids on Christmas? No. Santa cannot allow that. Santa hates kids. So Joe walks away, and Santa is upset that the Jonas Brothers aren't going to be spending Christmas together. So he comes up with a brilliant plan. Nay, a perfect plan. Nay, a terrible plan to keep the Jonas Brothers together.
Christmas spirits, I've seen something tragic. These boys shan't get home till they rediscover their brotherly magic. Unless they decide to spend Christmas with each other, the spell will keep brother stuck with brother.
I mean, that's wild. Is that a thing that Santa does? He casts spells like a witch? Dang, maybe I take back what I said earlier. Hey, come on in, we're the Stinks. We like to poop and shit. No, not that. The thing about the magic. It actually made more sense when it was just magic. Thank you, though. Yeah, that. Don't worry, though. The consequences of his spell aren't anything too crazy. After all, Santa Claus works in subtle ways. Holy shit! Santa, did you check to make sure there weren't people on there? Let's have a moment of silence for all the people on that plane that involuntarily volunteered their lives for the greater good, helping the Jonas Brothers reconnect. I had no idea that when Santa worked his magic, there was so much like death and despair involved. That's crazy. Also, it's a little bit disturbing that I feel like the Santa in this movie has already done worse things than Satan did in that entire movie.
You're the uptight, responsible one. You're the lovable tramp, and I'm the relatable human cardboard. Forgettable Curly, the world's most unlikely rock star. Not Nick or Joe. The one that still lives in New Jersey.
Dang, they are really leaning into this ragging on Kevin thing in this movie. Like, damn, I know this is a thing people joke about. I know I've written a whole song about ghosting the guy, but you guys are his brothers, dude. Feels different when you do it. This movie is also a musical, which is kind of fun. A lot of the songs are very catchy, like Coming Home This Christmas. Unfortunately, music labels have been like very strict about copyrighted music on YouTube, so I can only show you like a tiny little snippet of it. Now, one thing that made it kind of tricky to write a video about this movie is that they do this very self-aware thing where anytime like a goofy plot detail comes up, they make a joke about it before you even get a chance to think it in your head. Wait, they're getting to the train station just barely before their train, but they're gonna stop to sing a song about it? That's kind of...
You think we have time for a song? Yeah!
Oh, they already... Okay. But isn't this whole plot just the plot of a bunch of Christmas movies?
Have you ever seen a Christmas movie? It's literally the entire plot of the film.
Damn, they're good. Who knew the secret to making a flawless movie is just pointing out all the flaws before anybody else has the chance? Honestly, it is a pretty good tactic if your sole goal with the movie was making it really hard for commentary YouTubers to make videos about it. But it does feel very defensive, and it also kind of gets old to in every scene be like, yo, this is kind of weird. What is going on here right now? What the hell, is that a camera? Also, there's a lot of parts in the movie that are actually genuinely funny, and they kind of ruin them by doing this like self-aware thing. Like this song that Nick sings from his musical Home Alone the Musical, where all the lyrics are just about how being home alone means that there's no people in the house. It's a very funny song. Also, I think that YouTube is claiming this one less, so I think I can show a little bit more of it. But even when the movie is actually funny, the writers still feel the need to be like, what the hell are these guys even talking about?
I can't believe the show only ran 3 weeks. I can.
I'm sorry, Joe. Nick is just being so random right now. I mean, what is this? Some kind of movie? On Disney Plus, perhaps? Another downfall of this movie is that it really hinges on you knowing a lot about the Jonas Brothers. I mean, they weren't kidding with that title, dude. This is a very Jonas Christmas. Ideally, they want you to know, like, details about the Jonas Brothers' personal lives that I just am not in tune with. So I felt like I kept missing references. Like, apparently Joe has a line of candles.
I know what you need. A calming chamomile candle. My new line, Glow by Joe.
Also, apparently Nick and Kevin are married with kids, and Joe is divorced? I didn't know that before I watched this movie. So every time they would vaguely reference it, I had no idea what they were talking about.
Got a few bad breakups under my belt as well.
I'm not sure what to do here. Like, do people pretend not to know literally everything about your personal life? Or like,
yeah, it must suck for everybody to know that you have brothers? That's what we're talking about, right? You had 2 brothers and then you got divorced with one of them, so now you just got one, huh? I know so little about their personal lives that in my head, Joe just is his character from Camp Rock. So when I heard that he was divorced, I was like, damn, it didn't work out with Mitchie. You guys were so perfect for each other. So more wacky hijinks happened, and eventually they get picked up by Santa, who I gotta be honest is a very unorthodox Santa.
I live a very solitary life. My home is very remote, and my work is all-consuming.
Yeah, he's like lonely and burnt out. I guess maybe he doesn't have the elves in this version of Santa, and so he has to do it all himself. Maybe he makes every present via terrifying spell.
This lone wolf has always daydreamed about being part of a pack.
Would you mind pulling over? I just want to go check on my brothers.
Hey, would you mind pulling over? You're freaking me the fuck out. Eventually, they find a private jet to fly them home, but the pilot crashes the plane because he's taking sexy pictures of himself while flying. I like how the plane is in complete free fall and they don't seem to be affected by the G-force at all. We're going down! Everybody, brace for impact! Oh, fuck! There's this running plot line throughout the movie about how Kevin secretly wants to sing in a Jonas Brothers song, but they never let him and he's too scared to bring it up. But at the end of the movie, they make it home to their families and they're all singing and they finally let Kevin sing. It's a fun moment. It's great to finally hear him sing, and it's great that they're finally letting him. But then in real life, I just saw that Kevin just like released his own solo song. So it kind of seems like the opposite happened in real life. In the movie, they're like, yay, Kevin is singing. And in real life, they're like, you have to sing as far away from us as humanly possible, please. Honestly, though, all in all, this movie was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I was laughing at parts. I even looked like that dad from that TikTok at a few parts, dude. I was sitting on the couch kicking my feet. I was giddy. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hate to break it to you, but I don't know, this will probably be my last video of the year. Enjoy your New Year's celebrations, everybody. Stay safe. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye. What's up, Greg? I hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another episode of This Actually Happened, except it didn't. Lately, I've become a little bit obsessed with this radio show that I hear when I drive to the gym in the mornings a lot. It's called Waiting by the Phone. If you listen to good old Fred and Angie on 103.5 in Chicago, then there's a good chance that you've heard it before. I think that it is awful. And I've been listening to it a lot lately because it confuses me so much, and now it's taking up all of my thoughts, and so I need to make a video about it to vent so that I can stop thinking about it, and I can transfer all of my concern to you guys. So that's what I'm gonna do. Basically, the premise of the show is somebody calls the radio because they just went on a date, they had a great time, but now they're getting ghosted. What went wrong on the date? Why is this mean person ghosting this nice, sweet person who's just looking for love? But then craziness ensues. Here's the thing though, every single situation in all of these dates that they describe are so insane that they could not possibly be real. So in the past week, I downloaded the iHeartRadio app. I think I might be the first person to ever say that or admit that. So let's start off by listening to one, shall we? We're gonna listen to this one. It was actually recently voted the #1 episode of Waiting by the Phone by Waiting by the Phone fans. They had a little contest. This one is called The Drug Deal. So let's take a listen.
Why'd they get blown off? We'll find out now in Waiting by the Phone with Fred and Angie.
Hi, Allison. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Very well. Good morning. Thanks for being on the show. It's Waiting by the Phone. Tell us about this guy, Matthew, how you guys met and where you stand right now.
I like the little club beat that they always play at the beginning. It's this little like... And they're like, so this really nice guy that you really like is not calling you back and now you're all alone? Tell us more about how this crippling failure is affecting you.
He came by and picked me up and we went out to dinner and then a movie and then drinks after. He didn't reach out to me at all after the date, and I was kind of confused about that.
This girl is saying that the date went great, nothing weird happened, it was just a normal date, and nothing went wrong, and she can't possibly imagine why this guy would not want to call her back. So now let's listen as Fred and Angie call this guy and ask him why he won't call her back.
Welcome back. Let's call Matthew. You met through some friends. You were set up.
Right.
And you want to know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what he has to say.
We'll call him right now.
She's very interested to see what weird reason he could have for not wanting to call her back. Let's take a look.
Hello?
Hi, Matthew. Good morning, Fred and Angie. Paulina Kaling calling for Fred and Angie in the morning on Kiss FM. I have to tell you, before we go any further with the call, that we are on the radio right now, and I need your permission to keep talking. Is it cool if we keep going with the call?
Yeah.
We're calling on behalf of a woman named Allison who reached out to us and said that you guys were set up and you had a great date. She kind of wanted to know what's going on while you're ghosting.
We went on a date. It was supposed to be a movie, and then after the movie, she said, let's go get some drinks, and it wasn't part of the plan. It was all going really well, and on the way to get drinks, she said, let's go to Target, and she tells me exactly where to park, which is not anywhere near the front of the store, and then I look over, there's somebody in the car, his window rolls down, then a drug deal happens.
They were in the middle of a date, having a great time, and she thought, hey, you know what would be really fun, a fun thing to do with this stranger who I know nothing about? I'm gonna take him to deal some cocaine. At the very least, this girl has some very serious time management issues. She booked a date at the same time as a drug deal. That's a big no-no. We all know that. We all learned that in Drug Dealer 101. You don't book a date at the same time as a drug deal. So now that she knows why this dude won't call her back, let's see how she responds. Will she be like, oh, of course. Taking a stranger to a drug deal on a date is a weird thing to do. Let's find out.
You did a drug deal on the date.
I mean, I didn't make him do any of the drugs.
You do the drug deal. You gave me money. I handed him money. He handed me cocaine. I handed you cocaine. I became a drug dealer in that situation.
You know what? Grow up.
Grow up? Huh? Why is she so flabbergasted by the idea that this dude didn't want to do a drug deal on a date? Even people who deal drugs know that you should probably get to know someone and, build trust with someone before you reveal to them that you are a drug dealer.
Allison, you have to acknowledge that maybe if he's not into that, then he doesn't want to get nailed for buying it.
Oh, please. He wasn't buying it. We were just out to have a good time, and so I was trying to make it better.
Okay. Look, so is there any way, would you get past this, Matthew?
So then Fred and Angie ask if there's any way that the dude could get past this and go on another date with her. He obviously says no. And that is the end of the episode. That is an episode of Waiting by the Phone. So, aside from how wild that was, it's kind of like a weird premise to begin with, right? Like, it's about people who are getting ghosted. Their texts aren't being answered, their calls aren't being returned, but they want a second date, so they figure, hey, maybe if I call the radio and I get the radio host to interrogate my date, they'll want a second date with me. Because that's really what people want, is to be interrogated on the radio. And the fact that the premise is weird would be forgivable if it weren't for the fact that this entire show is completely fake. That's right, the date didn't even happen. The whole show is fake, the date was fake, the story's fake, cocaine's not even real. Even though they do a couple things to try to make you believe it's real, like when the person answers the phone, Fred and Angie have to ask if it's okay that they're on the radio, making it seem like They need to get consent because this person hasn't signed a release. But all in all, they do such a bad job of making this seem real. For one, they seem to do this show a lot. I think they do it multiple times a week. In fact, on the podcast page, they upload one of these podcasts every weekday, so 5 times a week. So you'd think they would need people to be calling in constantly to volunteer to be on this show. But one thing that I've noticed while listening to the show is they never advertise how to get on the show. They never say a number to call or a website to go to or an email to email. There is no way, from listening to the show at least, to get on the show. So I decided, okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I just have to do a little bit of digging to get on the show. So a couple days ago, I tried my best to get on Waiting by the Phone. And here's what happened. So I'm just gonna Google it to see if there's a number listed anywhere. All right, so I Googled Waiting by the Phone Kiss FM phone number. The first option is just an episode of Waiting by the Phone that you can listen to. And then the second one is Best of Waiting by the Phone. These are some videos of Waiting by the Phone. Okay, so there's no number listed anywhere for you to call Waiting by the Phone. Literally no information on how to get on Waiting by the Phone. So what I think I'm gonna do is over here on Kiss FM's website, you can click, there's an option to contact Kiss FM. So I'm gonna do that, and then there's a few numbers here: studio line, business line, advertise with us. So I'm just gonna try calling the studio line and see if I can get on Waiting by the Phone. Okay, I am calling Kiss FM's studio line. He does not pick up. Can you even call Kiss FM at all? I've been waiting for 3 minutes now and no one has picked up, so I'm gonna hang up. Can I tune into the radio right now and see what's going on? Maybe they're doing something where they're using all the phone lines. Okay, no, they're just playing Selena Gomez. So, no reason that they shouldn't be able to pick up the phone. I assume they have employees that do that. Maybe I'll try calling the business line. Waiting by the Phone is serious business, so you gotta call the business line.
Thank you for calling iHeartMedia Chicago. Our office is now closed.
I found an email form I can fill out to send to them, so maybe I'll do this instead. Help! I want to be on Waiting by the Phone. Please help! Yes, I would like a reply. Yes, I am not a robot. And submit. Your request has been received. All right, we'll see what happens. All right, it's the next day. It is 10:54. So hopefully this is within office hours of the Kiss FM studio line. I'm gonna try calling them again. They're not gonna pick up, are they? They're never gonna pick up. Okay, so I'm just gonna assume that their studio line doesn't exist and there's actually no way to contact Kiss FM unless they ever respond to my email request, which I also doubt they will do. So yeah, it's impossible to get on the show because everyone on the show is an actor, and if you are not an actor, then you cannot be on the show. Alrighty, let's check out another episode, why don't we? This one's called The Dump It Dash.
How you doing?
Doing very well. How about yourself?
Very well. Thanks so much for calling. Waiting by the Phone. Tell us about your date with Stephanie, how you guys met, and where you guys stand right now.
Well, we were talking for a bit on Bumble. We went out for drinks, Cinco de Mayo. We even hooked up, which was awesome.
Oh man, they hooked up? That sounds awesome.
It might have just been, a kind of a one-night thing because she hasn't responded to any of my texts warmly or hasn't jumped on anything.
Okay, and that you didn't want a one-night thing. Like, you've reached out to see her again. You want to repeat at least. Well, that's where we come in. We'll call and ask some questions. You'll be on the phone. Maybe we can straighten this out and set you guys up on another date.
All right, so the date went great. They even hooked up. It was awesome. And this dude couldn't think of any reason that this girl wouldn't want to text him back. So let's see what the girl has to say when they call her.
Can you tell us where you guys stand?
So he called you?
Right. It's called Waiting by the Phone.
He's a little confused.
He reached out to us and told us about the date. He likes you, wants to see you again, and is hoping we can put you guys back together.
Probably not.
So what happened? Because why are you just not interested, or did something go on, or did he say something, or...
It just like, all right. He the bed.
He pooped in her bed, left, and then apparently was like, damn, that was a great date. I killed it. I didn't think I had it in me, but I hooked up with her and pooped in her bed? That was awesome.
I woke up and there was in my bed.
I forgot to mention that Joe is here. Joe, you left that detail out.
Oh my God.
That's a key detail in all of this.
Oh my God.
Because it's not a real detail.
So he tries to defend himself for a little bit, being like, what? I didn't know that. I must have been so drunk that I didn't even remember that I pooped in your bed. I didn't know. But then like 2 seconds later, he admits that he did it and that he knew he did it.
Oh my God. Wouldn't I know if like, you know, it was my because like it would be in my pants, not on my bed, all right?
Yeah, Buster, let's get one thing straight. When I poop my pants, I know it. Because it's in my pants and not all over my bed.
Why would I just randomly the bed and not remember? I was also drunk. I wasn't necessarily just embarrassed. I barely knew that.
He barely knew? How do you barely know that you pooped in someone's bed? Oh, come on, dude. I barely even knew I pooped in her bed. Like, yeah, I know that I pooped somewhere that wasn't the toilet. And yeah, I noticed there was poop in her bed. But how was I supposed to know those two things were related? So this whole time, this dude knew that he pooped in this girl's bed. He knew it from the start, but he still went for days without her texting him back, wondering why she's not texting him back. And then he decided to call the radio. So these two radio hosts would harass this poor girl and ask her, why won't you call him back? Never once thinking it might be because he pooped in her bed. This show is insane. This show is a nightmare. So you might notice from the two examples that I've shown that the show is a little bit formulaic. That's one of the big issues I have with it, is that like every episode plays out the exact same way, which one could argue is a huge indication that the show is scripted. One could argue it, and one does. It is I am the one. The person who calls in always starts off by saying like, we had such a great time, everything was great, I can't figure out why they won't call me back. A lot of times they even throw in like, we went back to my place and hooked up, at which point Fred and Angie are always like, oh, wow, they hooked up. That's kind of interesting. And then, of course, they call the ghoster, and it turns out that they're not the weird one. It was the ghostee all along. And the reason they ghosted him is because they did some weird shit on their date, like poop in their bed or take them to a drug deal. This happens in literally every single episode. This one's called The Competitive Eater.
After we do Waiting by the Phone, hi, Greg.
Hi.
Oh, shit, this one's about Greg. Hey, Greg. Let's hear how Greg fucked up. So we can just skip past the exposition for this one. We know that the date went well, and he can't figure out why this girl won't call him back. Let's just skip to the part where they call her.
I guess the best way to put it was like, he embarrassed himself really, really badly, and he embarrassed me.
How did he do that? Because he said everything went really well and he had a good time. He didn't share anything. So what happened? How did he embarrass you both?
Wait, hold on. Greg did something weird? What a twist! But he said everything on the date went fine. And now you're telling me that everything didn't go fine and Greg did something weird? I don't know, man. Seems a little sus to me.
And we were sitting at the bar having a drink, and all of a sudden he's on the stage with like a bunch of other men and a woman actually, and there are like piles of soft tacos and pitchers of water and just food everywhere. He took off his button-down shirt and he was wearing his wife beater underneath.
Stop it!
Yeah.
Oh my God, the visual's amazing on this.
Okay, and so you're still sitting there at the table because you were on this dinner date, and so you're going to be a spectator now.
Okay, this dude's kind of a savage. So this dude goes on a first date with a girl and leaves the girl halfway through the date to go enter a competitive taco eating contest, and then I guess leaves the date thinking that he totally killed it. Very typical date if you asked me. We talked about work, exchanged pleasantries, made small talk. I ate 100 tacos, threw up, and kissed her goodbye. Just another classic first date with Greg.
After the whole thing is over, he comes back and he's starting to complain about his stomach hurt.
Just hold on 1 second, so you're being like so dramatic.
And then Greg doubles down. He's like, wait. You are being so dramatic right now. I thought you'd think it was really romantic if I shoved 50 tacos down my throat and then got a tummy ache and had to go home.
I don't know. I maybe misjudged the situation as far as like, I don't think that we're compatible.
Now he's like trying to break up with her. He's like, look, I just don't know if we're compatible, okay? I don't know if I could ever be with someone that didn't want to watch me strip down to my tank top and eat soft tacos by the dozen. It's like, dude, we've all already established that you're not compatible. That's why she didn't call you. I guess it's important that you come to this conclusion too, but don't act like you're the one who decided it. These characters are so bizarre, and I understand that that's the point. Like, that's where the entertainment value comes from, is like, whoa, this wacky thing thing happened. But Kiss FM releases one of these episodes every weekday. So they expect us to believe that they find 5 of these scenarios every week. Mind you, without knowing that the scenario is this crazy beforehand. They just know that there's a very normal sounding guy who had a very normal sounding date and now someone's not responding to them. Like, how many people would you have to go through until you got to a situation that was this weird? Because I feel like 99% of the people they call would just be like, oh, yeah, we just didn't really have a strong connection and I didn't really feel like seeing him again. Because obviously, not every single first date goes wrong because someone started competitively eating or pooping in someone's bed. All right, here's one more episode called The Crazy You Date.
Hey, Zach, how you doing?
Oh, I'm all right. Yeah, I went on this date with this girl, and I had a really great time. You know, we got drinks. We even hooked up. That was cool.
Well, that's all good stuff.
Bam,
you go on a
bam,
date,
bam.
you know.
Oh, wow, you hooked up, huh? Bam, bam, bam. Is that how it went? Did it go bam, bam, bam?
Hello?
Hi, is this Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Good morning, Fred and Angie from the Morning Radio Show on Kiss FM in Chicago. I'm sorry to bother, but I have to tell you that we are on the radio right now. I would need your consent to continue with the call. Is that okay if we talk for a couple of minutes?
Okay.
Oh, another thing, why is every person that they call always, like, just cool with being on the radio without any warning? They always pick up and they're immediately just, like, cool with talking about their sex life and their dating life on the radio. They're just like, hey, so we heard that you had sex with this guy and now you won't call him or text him. Would you care to tell millions of people why you did that? Oh, yeah, I'd love to. Because I feel like if they called me, it would probably just be like, hey, Danny, we're with the radio. We just have a couple questions about someone you went on a date with and hooked up with. Do you mind being on the radio real quick? Yes. Or I just wouldn't even pick up, because I never pick up unknown numbers, and I'm pretty sure no one does. And this right here is exactly why. Because those pesky telemarketers, always trying to get you on the radio. Yeah, another weird thing is that they even pick up in the first place. This show airs at like 9 a.m., so presumably a lot of these people must be at work, right? Why are these people so cool with just like talking about their dating life out in the open at work? Just in your cubicle, like, oh, you want to ask me about a girl I hooked up with? Sure. Okay, so basically, right after we hooked up, this girl put a huge poopy in my sock drawer. Excuse me, sir, this is an office. If we could keep private conversations outside if you need to step outside. Fuck off. Yeah, and then she peed in all my water bottles. Yeah, an entire 24-pack. I don't even know how she found the time to do that without me noticing. All right, anyway, let's find out why this girl is ghosting this guy.
Wow. Well, he really freaked me out.
Why?
We went on this date and we were having a good time and talking about all those shows that we're binging. And I started talking about this show, You, that I'm obsessed with. I thought that, that was the end of it. And then we go back to his place and like to hook up. And then he disappeared for a while. And then he came back wearing this ball cap, like that guy Joe.
Wearing the hat?
And a backpack.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
he wore a ball cap and a backpack, and
Oh, no.
he started talking like Joe, and it freaked me out.
Whoever writes these, what kind of people do you think exist? Is this something that you think happens on first dates, like all the time? So this girl said she was obsessed with you, and then they go back, in her words, because she thought they were gonna hook up, and then he leaves for a bit and comes back dressed up as the creepy guy from You. I don't know if he's like a murderer or something, because I've never watched the show.
He turns into the psychopath?
Yeah, he started calling me Beck.
Oh my God. I would have ran so fast.
I know.
I'm
The guy's a
scared right now.
psychopath in the show, and you're embodying that.
Yeah, I thought you were into that, Beck.
I thought you would like it if I, for all intents and purposes, a stranger to you, dressed up as a creepy psychopath from a TV show while you're alone with me in my apartment. I thought you'd think it was hot, babe. How was I supposed to know? Wait, the weird thing is that the dude said that they hooked up at the beginning. Remember? Bam, bam, bam. But the girl says they just went there because she thought they were gonna hook up, but then he left and came back dressed up as this dude from You. So did whoever wrote the script just forget that they had the guy say that they hooked up? Or does the guy think that dressing up as a character from You counts as hooking up? Does he think that's what hooking up is? Anyway, that's the end of that episode. I would just really like to be in the minds of Fred and Angie and whoever writes the show. I don't know if it's Fred and Angie or if they even know that the show is fake. Maybe they don't even know. Maybe someone else entirely writes the show and the producers at the show do the whole thing, but Fred and Angie don't even know that it's fake and they think they're really on the phone with real people. Because a lot of the times the reactions do seem surprisingly genuine, but the show is definitely fake. I just don't know if Fred and Angie know this. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. Greg is what I call my subscribers. We're an army, baby. Fastest growing army on the whole internet. Don't look that up. All right, thank you, Stella, for turning on my notifications. You are truly Greg. I'll see you guys next time with a really interesting video where I climb onto the top of the Empire State Building with a little girl in my hand and swat away planes, but then I die. Bye. This video is over now. Over now. Go find something else to watch, or just watch this video. I know we had a lot of fun, a lot of fun, but you can't stay on this end screen forever. No. This video is over now, over now. So why are you still watching this? Bitch, I just can't stop. Ayy, putting out spooky boy bops. Witches and pumpkins, I got that wop. Feeling like a gargoyle cause I'm sitting on top. Used to be a spooky boy but a gruesome. Yeah, now I'm even more gruesome. I've been working all year on some new spooky tactics, bitch, so you bet I'm gonna use them. Boom. Bitch, I look like Frankenstein on my bullshit. About to come alive, y'all looking like J-Station. Like, you don't wanna call me at 3 a.m. You don't wanna catch these fangs. Got these fake spooky dudes looking like zombies. The way they all wishing they could have my brain, bitch. All y'all been sleeping, I've been creeping every day. I feel like Drake, I keep my money in a grave. Got my spooky suit on and I bought a spooky cape, yeah. I'm a spooky dude and I just found my spooky grave. Crawl out of my tomb and then I'm spooking through the night, yeah. In the darkest alley, I'll be creeping up behind, yeah. I'ma do my spooky dance until the morning light comes. Spooking is my life, cause I'm a spooky man. Hey, yeah, I'm a spooky man. Sound like a superhero, more like the boogeyman. At your Halloween party just for the goodie bag. Haters like evil scientists cause they looking mad. Cackling like a witch in the woods. Bars king size like the rich neighborhoods. When I pull up to your house now I just say treat. I don't want a trick, man, it's just no good. Danny Phantom in this bitch. Tell that witch hop in my ride. Haunted mansion with the whip. Couldn't spook me if you tried. Dad's a vampire, mom's a witch. I've been spooky my whole life. Spooky dancing in my crib. Yeah, spooky baby boy. I'm gonna spook your ass no matter what you say. Coming down your street like it's a whole spooky parade. Got my spooky sweater on and my spooky beret. I'm a spooky dude and I just found my spooky prey. Crawl out of my tomb and then I'm spooking through the night, yeah. In the darkest alley I'll be creeping up behind, yeah. I'ma do my spooky dance until the morning light comes. Spooking is my life cause I'm a spooky man. Even 50 years from now when I'm a spooky old man, you've all but forgotten about the spooky tales I told, yeah. Here comes Spooky Senior just to spook you in the cold, yeah. With his creepy old hands, I'm a spooky man. I'm a spooky man. Hey Greg, welcome to Danny's Kitchen. It's everybody's favorite cooking show where we don't cook up food. We cook up pranks. So I've already done 2 videos about Troom Troom before, right? They're this DIY, super fun, crafting, life hacks YouTube channel that makes just the best pranks. And I've made fun of their pranks a lot. I've made fun of just about everything about their videos. And while I've speculated about how bad their pranks would be in real life, I've never actually tried them. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So I'm not just gonna be testing any old Troom Troom pranks. Troom Troom has a new genre of pranks that they've been doing that are called edible pranks. And no, the prank is not involuntarily feeding weed to people. I thought that might be what it was when I first read the titles, but has nothing to do with weed. In my opinion, the best pranks will make the person who's being pranked feel like they've gone insane. There's this one prank that I think exemplifies that really well. It's not by Troom Troom. It was on some foreign TV show. I remember seeing a clip of it on YouTube, but it was this tourist couple asked somebody to take a picture of them from across the street. As they were crossing the street to come back and check out the picture, a van crosses by and they hop in the van and 2 old people hop out without the person realizing, and then they walk back up to get the picture. It makes the dude think, wait, did I just take a picture of these people? Who the fuck are these people? Am I going insane? That's what I think a good prank should do. Troom Troom has taken a different approach to pranks. These edible pranks are not supposed to make the person who's being pranked think they're insane. It's supposed to make the person who's being pranked think their friend is insane. Let me show you this first prank as an example.
My friend wants to eat my cookies. No way! Then she takes her phone and bites off a piece of the case while talking. Wrap the phone with plastic wrap nicely.
So that's the that's the whole prank. It's, oh, my friend won't let me have some of her cookies. I'm gonna eat my fucking phone case. And I guess the prank is just my friend's gonna think I've lost my mind because I am so hungry that I just start eating my phone case. So I bought the ingredients to do this one. So now we're gonna follow along step by step and do the dang prank. First, I need my phone.
Wrap the phone with plastic wrap nicely.
Wrap the phone with plastic wrap nicely. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? You know how they usually have like a razor thing here so that you can cut it easily? I couldn't find it. For some reason, it's here. So you like wrap it around and go like that. I've never cooked. So wrap the phone in plastic wrap nicely. It's important that you do this nicely, like the tutorial said. Otherwise, your phone's not gonna want to stay in. You have to say, okay, sweetheart, we're going in the plastic wrap now. Be a good girl. Okay, I wrapped it up nicely.
Sprinkle a mat with powdered sugar or starch.
Sprinkle a mat. Hopefully this works. Now I need powdered sugar. I probably should have got everything out before I started, but I forgot what I needed. She said powdered sugar or starch. Not really sure what this is, but I'm gonna use this. Flour. Okay, that's probably starch. You know, Troom Troom is obviously made by, I don't know if it's Russian people or Ukrainian people, and then poorly translated into English. So a lot of their times, their videos are very poorly translated, and they end up using not the exact right word. And I think that's what happened here. I think they meant flour.
And roll out sugar paste to get a thin layer.
Roll out sugar paste to get a thin layer. Now, like I just said, Troom Troom likes to poorly translate their videos a lot. And I spent about an hour in a grocery store trying to find sugar paste. I even asked employees where the sugar paste was, and they looked at me like I was insane. And then I found out that it's called fondant. Okay, roll it out. They're using a cup. I feel like a rolling pin is the right thing to use for this, but maybe I don't have a rolling pin. I'll use a cup. Man, you know what doesn't feel good? Having flour all over your hands. Feels awful, actually. It's like the worst texture. Alexa, remind me to never be a chef. I've spread it out into a pretty thin mass. Okay, I think I'm happy with this thickness. I got a big white blob on my tray, and I think I'm ready to wash this fucking flour off my hands. Again, feels gross. Okay, next step.
Wrap it around a glass and put it onto a phone.
Okay, they used a much smaller piece. Maybe I should cut some of this off. I believe a knife is the proper tool for this. Cutting and whatnot. Maybe I'm not so bad at cooking after all. Wrap it around a cup. Doop, 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 doop. Set my phone down. And then just roll it on top of my phone. Really hope that that's sealed up. This is my actual phone that I use every day. So I really hope I don't fucking ruin it with sugar paste.
Press the paste over the phone. Define the corners and sides. Cut off the excess. Turn over the phone and the mat together and fold the edges inside.
Go in here. You just gotta basically karate chop it. Nobody's gonna believe this is a phone case. It's lumpy as fuck. Now I'm gonna cut off the excess, flip it around, wrap it on up. All right, it's looking like a phone case already. Yep, it's the exact shape of a phone.
Wait a few hours to get the sugar paste hardened.
Wait a few hours for the sugar paste to harden? My phone's in there. I thought I was just gonna be able to take it right out or something. All right, well, let's just set this prank aside to simmer, and I guess I'll get my phone back at some point. While we wait for that to harden, let's move on to the next prank. This one comes from a video called 14 Funny Summer Pranks / Prank Wars. And if you just look at the thumbnail, this is one of the pranks we're gonna be doing. It looks like it's like a crazy ice cream cone. Like I was, you're probably wondering, how did they get that cool spiral shape on an ice cream cone? It's even dripping like a regular ice cream cone would on a nice hot summer's day. Well, I'm gonna show you exactly how to make a cool spiral ice cream cone to prank your friends.
Phew, it's so hot. The best idea is to eat some ice cream. The friends give cooling surprise gifts to each other. Let's see what it is. Make a white sugar paste ball. Put the ball into a wafer cone. Pour topping onto the sugar paste ice cream. Emma gets her ice cream, but it doesn't melt. And it doesn't taste like ice cream, although it's sweet enough. Well, I don't actually cool down the way I want. But Dolly gets a surprise gift too.
So the first girl gives her friend like a hard ball of sugar that's not cold like ice cream. It doesn't melt. It's just like this hard mush instead of ice cream. But don't worry, the other friend's got a great prank that she's gonna use to get back at her friend. Let's check it out.
But Dolly gets a surprise gift too. There is a light bulb cone in her package.
So it wasn't ice cream? It's just a fucking light bulb. In the thumbnail, it was like dripping like it's ice cream. It's not really ice cream. The prank is just, hey, give your friend a light bulb. Wow, what a great prank. Your friend's expecting ice cream, and instead she bites into a glass light bulb. Gotcha! Pranked! You've been got. Let's see how they pulled this prank off, because I'm pretty blown away.
Hot glue a spiral light bulb into a wafer cone.
Okay. They glued a light bulb into a cone. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So I bought some cones. I bought a whole pack of ice cream cones to use one. And by use one, I mean I'm gonna glue a fucking light bulb in it, okay? And the rest goes in the garbage. Just kidding. Well, I'm gonna save it and maybe feed it to some birds. So I forgot to buy a light bulb. I figured my parents would have one laying around. But the only one I could find is this. It's a green party bulb. So maybe it's gonna be some lime colored ice cream or something. Lamp contains mercury. So whoever's getting pranked with this one's not only getting a surprise when they bite into it, but they're also gonna have mercury poisoning. That's the prank. I guess I'll put this over here to harden as well. So we got 2 pranks in the bag. They're hardening over there. And we got 1 more to go before we're ready to test these out in the real world. Let's check it out.
Dolly is playing in the sand. It's so cute and innocent. Until she starts eating the sand right from a bucket.
This is a great prank. I want somebody, just anybody, to think I'm insane. Is that too much to ask? So I'm gonna make them think that I'm eating sand.
Grind short crust cookies in a blender.
Do I have a blender? That looks like a blender. Haha! I'm not exactly sure how many I need to use to make a significant amount of sand. And just so you know, these are gluten-free. So, they're good. This is gonna be some tasty sand. Oh no. I think this might have been wet when I just used it just now.
Put the crumbs into a toy bucket.
I wonder if I have a bucket. There's like chunks in here, but it's hard to tell if they're unbroken cookies or just like clumps because it kind of clumps together. Oh yeah. Now this is some fake ass sand.
Add a gummy seashell and a gummy starfish. Put in colorful candy drops.
Okay, I couldn't find gummy seashells and gummy starfishes at my local grocery store, so I went with Werther's Original Caramel Hard Candies. I thought that they might look like little rocks, or maybe a grandma got so old she turned to sand, leaving only her hard candies behind. I'll just put a couple in there, and hopefully that makes it look more like sand and not more like candy. Okay, we're gonna stop this episode of Danny's Kitchen for a brief poll. If I started scarfing this down in front of you, would you think I was eating sand? Vote now. Okay, it's looking good. Okay guys, I'm back with the phone case and it's been about 5 hours and this is still very soft, which is worrisome to me. It really doesn't feel any less soft than it did before. I'm kind of worried that it's never gonna dry, so I'm just gonna roll with it and just do it. Okay.
Trim the front edges.
So now I sort of cut the front of the phone out. Oh no, oh no. Oh, my phone just buzzed. Well, I guess it still works, so that's good. It's looking pretty good so far.
Put a regular case onto the back side and cut out a hole for the camera.
Of course. Cut out the old camera hole here. Fantastic. All right, let's take this baby out of the case. There we go. Yep, this totally looks like a phone case. The problem with this prank is that my phone case is black, and this sugar paste is white. So I looked around the grocery store for like any kind of edible paint or dye, and I found this. It's called sparkling gel, and it's for writing on cakes and stuff, and it's kind of glittery, but I'm gonna try to use it to cover the case and make it black. And I guess I'll just cover it like this. See, the problem is that this comes out so thinly that I'm gonna have to spread it around somehow, and I don't have any paintbrushes or anything, but I guess I can just sort of, yeah, okay. This is sort of working. Yeah, okay. I'm starting to get it now. I think I understand. There's no fucking way this is gonna work. I finally understand. I got it now, guys. Yep, now we've got a nice black phone case that will convince just about anyone. All right, guys, well, in real Troom fashion, now that the pranks are done, it's time to put them to the test and see just how good these DIY pranks are. Let's do this. Eating sand? And your phone case? Watch me convince my entire family I'm insane on this episode of Troom. Mother has just gotten home from a long morning shift at Starbucks and is now making food for a local homeless shelter. Watch as her idiot YouTuber son tries to prank her.
Have you seen what's in the sand?
No. Mother laughs, embarrassed that this is the best her son could do.
That looks good, Danny. Sam.
It's a prank! I'm recording.
Of course I know.
You know I'm recording?
Oh, no, but I assumed it was a prank because it doesn't really look like sand.
It doesn't? So you knew the second you looked at it, it wasn't sand?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't look like the sand because when you were showing me it, I know what the sand looks like because I just covered it yesterday and it was all dirty and brown and wet.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate my prank?
Good execution, well thought out, lots of work, cooking all those cookies and sugar.
Yeah.
Normally, I think I would freak someone out. Going, why are you eating sand?
Okay, so it's a good idea and good execution, but my mom knows what sand looks like, so it didn't work.
Yeah.
I just asked Laura to be in a video. I have to really quickly put the phone case on the phone.
Danny quickly prepares the phone for the prank by putting on his homemade case. But it turns out the case didn't harden at all, and it's not sticking to the phone. Shit. Alright guys, I've got Laura with me and we're gonna do a video. So this video is about, you have to tell a story about a time that you got in trouble.
Oh, I have to tell a story about a time I got in trouble. You're making me so nervous.
It's just a regular YouTube video, what do you mean?
I lied to my dad for the first time, and I told him I wasn't on a trampoline when I was on a trampoline.
Okay.
Danny! What is that?
Sorry, what?
What is that?
It's my phone case. Do you think it was pretty weird that I just started eating my phone case?
I knew you didn't want me to tell you a story. Are you joking?
It tastes really bad.
I bet!
So you didn't think it looked like a phone
No,
case?
it looks like a white piece of candy.
The purpose of this prank was to make you think that I was insane, because I just started eating my phone case. Do you think that worked?
No, it didn't look like a phone case.
If you had to rate it out of 10, what would you give this prank?
It's not even a prank. The biggest part of the prank is you asked me to tell a story and you didn't want it.
Okay, well that's it. That's the whole thing. Did you like it?
No.
Dad is trying to get some work done, but here I go, pranking again. Hey Dad?
Yeah?
You want some ice cream?
Sure.
Alright, here you go.
It's not ice cream. It's a light bulb.
Pranked ya! We got him good, guys. That was a good prank. Did I prank you good?
I've seen better pranks. It's kind of just a light bulb. I mean, it's supposed to be like ironic or surprise me or something.
You weren't surprised?
Well, it was kind of dumb.
Okay. If you had to rank it from 0 to 10.
I'd go with probably 2.
You heard it here first, folks. 2 out of 10.
Slightly above Jupiter.
up, Greg? If you've seen my video about the Disney Channel original movie Zombies, then you know I have some deeply troubling feelings about that movie. It's a very poorly made, weird, cobbled together metaphor for racism, and on top of that, a lot of the lore surrounding the zombies doesn't make any sense. So I ended up walking away from that movie feeling like I had so many unanswered questions, which is why when I found out there are 2 more movies in this franchise, I was honestly thrilled. I could actually get some answers to my questions. They'll dive into the lore a little bit deeper. Then I watched the movie and realized that was a very dumb assumption to make. This movie does not answer any of the questions that you might have had about the first movie. In fact, it introduces a whole bunch of new lore that is even more confusing and also kind of contradicts with the lore from the first movie. Now, all of that might lead you to believe that this movie is gonna be really bad, like even worse than the first movie. But honestly, this movie is not that bad. Also, it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, so technically speaking, this is a perfect film. So strap in and get ready, because I don't know if you've ever seen a technically perfect film before, but this is what one looks like. The movie starts off right away, changing the lore that we all know.
Welcome back to Seabrook, where belonging is everything.
It wasn't always this way. There was a time when we had to protect ourselves.
Right, we all remember that. In the first movie, you explained how the power plant blew up, zombies invaded the whole town and started killing and eating people. How could we forget?
Legend has it that when the first settlers came to Seabrook, they found wild beasts with sharp claws lurking in the forest.
Wait, so these beasts are different beasts? These are a different sect of beasts?
Which sparked an epic battle.
There was a war?
Seabrook settlers bravely fought off the monstrous attack and discovered a powerful energy source.
And that mysterious power source basically powered the entire town until that one fateful day when it blew up and created beasts. Different beasts. These are different beasts than the beasts we just saw. This is a very beast-heavy town.
The beasts were a distant memory.
Seabrook forgot monsters could be real.
So, hold on. You guys didn't think to mention this during the first movie? How could you tell us a history of Seabrook and neglect to mention the battle with mythical creatures that transpired? What else are you hiding from us? And what about this mysterious power source that runs the entire city? Don't you think during the 200 years since this happened, someone should have looked into this, made it a non-mysterious power source? They were like, we'll call this beautiful land Seabrook. We'll build a school to teach our young, a hospital to treat our ill, and a power plant that might blow up. We do not know. Because of the events of the last movie, now all the zombies are allowed to commingle with the humans. It seems like things are really on the up and up.
It's hard to believe there was a time when people were afraid of zombies.
Crazy thing to say for someone who has for sure eaten his neighbors. Also, we saw what you did to people in the last movie, dude. It's not hard to believe at all. I'm still scared of you. Then we check in on Addison, who you may remember from the first movie by her platinum blonde hair that for some reason in this universe makes her some kind of sick, disgusting freak.
That's Cheer Captain Bucky, my cousin. My cousin.
It's here at Cheer Camp we learned 2 things. First, that story about the werewolves is kind of a legend, and no one's really sure if it's true or not.
You've all heard the stories of bloodthirsty monsters who roam these woods, feasting on innocent cheerleaders.
And 2, the younger cheerleaders and the older cheerleaders are not getting along.
This week, the veterans and the newbies will compete for the Cheer Camp Cup.
I feel like one of those things is gonna have a bigger impact on the plot.
Watch and learn, Snowball. Ah, yes, my hair. Still white, still well-conditioned, and still drawing fire from the AC.
Okay, thank God she addressed it, dude. I know we were all thinking, what the fuck is wrong with her? You should shave your head, you look insane. We then get a song about how well everybody's getting along now. The cheerleaders are having fun at cheer camp, zombies are entering all facets of normal human life. Zed's dad has even been hired as the project manager to demolish the old power plant, which I'm sure will have little to no consequence in this story. The message of the song is undermined a little bit when the cheer captain Bucky
my cousin
launches an underclassman into the air with a high-powered water bazooka called the Buckzooka. Just a little bit of playful hazing, I guess, for the underclassmen. Oh, you want to be a cheerleader? How about some internal bleeding? That's hazing, baby. Nobody joins an organization that I've already joined and gets away with it. And while I do wish someone would rush this poor girl to the hospital, I do have to admit, the song does slap. The music in the first movie sucked in my opinion, but the production quality of not just the music, honestly, but the whole movie is way better in this one. Probably as a result of the success of the first movie. The first one was very popular. So they were like, look, this next movie, you know, it's not gonna make any sense, but it's gonna look fantastic. The lighting on that girl as she flies through the air with 12 broken ribs is gonna be so good.
I wish that I could call. I hope you get my letters.
Addison is hoping that Zed will write to her while she's at cheer camp. They have a bit of a love connection going on, as you'll remember from the first movie, but Addison never will get those letters because the older cheerleaders are shredding them and turning them into pom-poms for the underclassmen to use. Addison, I hate to say it, I don't think these cheerleaders are teaming up to make progress with you. I think they're conspiring to ruin your life. On the way home from cheer camp, love is in the air. Cheerleaders are asking each other to prawn.
Yes! I got invited to prawn!
Which is Seabrook's version of prom. Their mascot is like a shrimp or something, so I guess that's why it's called that. And for the first time this year, zombies are allowed to go to prawn. Bree is actually hoping that Bonzo will ask her to prawn.
Getting invited to prawn sounds great, but Bonzo won't even look at me.
Meanwhile, Bonzo was locked in on her, carving her face into a threatening-looking apple. And Addison gets a surprise of her very own because Zed has devised a very intricate way of asking her to be his date.
Addison, will you?
Zed!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Zed's not supposed to be there! He's supposed to be floating over there.
Zed!
Addison, help! I'm gonna fucking die! Addison! The bus crashes into a gated forest called the Forbidden Forest. And Addison goes running off to find Zed, but what she ends up finding are werewolves.
We're surrounded by werewolves.
So here's where the movie started to lose me a little bit, and I know this is a perfect film, so this is probably something wrong with me, but I feel like when I look at these werewolves, they're not werewolves. They're just teenagers living in the woods wearing dead animals. You might be thinking, okay, these are people who are gonna become werewolves at some point. No, these are what the werewolves look like. They even go out of their way to show a full moon in one of the shots to be like, no, this is as werewolf as they're gonna get. These are outdoor teens with dead animals on. That's what werewolves are. And that's just how it is for the entire movie. And on one hand, I guess I understand because like true to form werewolves would probably be super expensive to do and make look good. But also, you guys didn't have to make a movie about werewolves. That was your choice. You already had a whole universe with zombies in it. You didn't have to add another creature. Or you could have kept the movie exactly the same as it is and just not called them werewolves. You could have made up a new creature. Just called them outdoor teens. It would have made sense. But no, you had to drag werewolves into this. You said this movie will be about werewolves. It will be an integral part of the story. And our costume budget will be $4. A few scenes later, a werewolf sneaks into the town of Seabrook and finds a drawing of like an actual werewolf that Zed's little sister drew. And he takes it back to the other werewolves and they all start making fun of it.
Looks nothing like us, Wyatt.
It's like they're trying to gaslight us. Werewolves don't look like this. Werewolves never looked like this. You'd have to be some kind of dumb, uneducated zombie child to think that us wolf people bear any resemblance to those half wolf, half people. After word gets out that Addison had this encounter with the outdoor teens, the whole town is a mess.
Dad, everything is fine.
It's not fine. There are werewolves circling us right now, waiting to attack.
They jump to the conclusion that the werewolves want to attack them so bad. Addison leaves the interaction totally unscathed. They didn't do anything to her, but the whole town, even the zombies, are like, ooh, the werewolves want to kill us so bad. We better kill them first. And eat them. Typical zombies. So the leaders of the town decide to reinstate all emergency monster laws.
All anti-monster laws are reinstated.
This sets up one of the big conflicts in the movie because, as you know, Addison wants to go to prawn with Zed, but one of these anti-monster laws is that zombies aren't allowed to go to prawn anymore.
Zombies can't go to prawn.
Ouch. And when I say one of them, I firmly believe that is the only emergency monster law. It's the only one they talk about in this entire movie. They let so much else slide in this movie, but that's the one thing they're like, no, we cannot have zombies at prom this year. Ouch. You'll see in a bit why that's so strange, but right now we gotta go check in with the werewolves because they're setting up a conflict of their own.
And you know we don't have much time. Our necklaces are almost out of power.
So the werewolves all wear this stone around their neck. It's called Moonstone, and it's sort of what gives them their power. I guess it's like some kind of mysterious power source or something. But it turns out that like 200 years ago, somebody or some group of people stole all of the Moonstone from them. So their reserves are running low, and they're all gonna like die because they don't have their Moonstone. But some of the werewolves think that Addison fulfills a prophecy that the werewolves have about some white-haired lady who's gonna lead them to more Moonstone. This is the kind of lore that gets you a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Even if the girl is the great alpha.
A girl? The great alpha? I'll believe it when I see it.
Even if the girl is the great alpha, how do we find her?
I found this in the woods. It's hers.
We'll track her down with our keen sense of smell.
It says Seabrook High on it, so I thought we might just look there.
Kinda seems like they will use any excuse not to show the werewolves do anything werewolfy in this movie. All right, we've gotta find this girl. How would werewolves accomplish such a task? We could use our wolf noses. What? No, what is wrong with you? No! We could ask around? Yes! Also, for those of you wondering, yes, that is baby Ariel from Musical.ly. She used to be like the most followed person on Musical.ly. I always wondered what happened to her. Guess she lives in the woods now.
We find the girl, and if she's the great alpha, she'll tell us where the Moonstone is hidden.
We go in the morning.
We go tonight.
That's right. They're not gonna wait around. They have to go tonight. So they march out of the Forbidden Forest, down the streets, and into Seabrook High, singing about how they own the night. Then they open up a vent and crawl into it, and they wait until morning. So kind of seems like they didn't really need to go at night, did they? They all file into the vent so dejectedly. They're like, maybe we should have researched what this place is. I guess we don't know what a school is. They're not here at night. Imagine they accidentally went on like the last day of school before summer. A janitor finally comes in after 80 long days and finds 20 dead werewolves in a vent. That day at school, Bucky and Zed both decide to run for class president. Zed because he wants to reallow monsters to go to prom, and Bucky, I don't know, he probably wants to like divert more of the school's funding towards an unmanned drone for the cheerleading team. But then, suddenly,
I will make Seabrook a place that embraces zombies and werewolves.
What? Where? Oh, there? What a lucky guess. How can you tell? People peering in through glass doors? Yep. Those teens live outdoors.
Man. Will. We can't go to war with the whole town. We'll never find the Moonstone if they're on high alert.
Yeah, dog, I think that ship has sailed. You guys just charged them growling and gnashing your teeth. I think they're on high alert. Hey, all that stuff we did back there, that was just, we were just messing around. We're just a bunch of friendly teens. Don't look at her. Do not look at her.
Sorry. We werewolves so admire your town, and we just came here to join your school.
Okay, well, that's obviously not allowed. You guys were about to kill them, and also the emergency monster laws are in effect, and there's definitely one forbidding such things.
Technically, the Forbidden Forest is within the school district.
What?
So, welcome to Seabrook.
What? Wow, guys. The emergency monster laws are working great. No, you did so good. You did such a good job. They were so close to killing you, and they only stopped because they found out Bonzo's not allowed to prawn, so good rule. So just like that, the werewolves enroll at Seabrook High. And wait a minute, all of the werewolves look the same age. Are they all teenagers? Or are some of them like 80 years old? Are some of them babies? And how does that work in dog years? Are they going to classes? I don't even know if they know how to write. They're not gonna be able to find the Moonstone. They're gonna be too busy failing all their classes. So Zed is worried about losing the class president election to Bucky, so he decides to go over the new untapped voter base, the werewolves.
Werewolves of the swing vote. Hello, wolves. I'm Zed.
Do it like the zombies do.
Yeah, for some reason I feel like the werewolves aren't gonna care who becomes the class president. They don't know what a president is. They don't know what school is. They live in the woods and they wear Moonstone, dude. You have no fucking clue.
Come on, we've got moves to bust.
Throughout this whole movie, Addison has her own thing going on too, where she just feels like she doesn't belong anywhere. That's right, despite being a bleach blonde cheerleader at a Disney Channel high school who was literally elected captain of the cheerleading team, in this movie, she just doesn't fit in.
I don't feel like I belong anywhere, where.
Which makes her that much more susceptible when the werewolves come a-knocking. The werewolves are starting to get desperate, and given that they think that Addison is the great alpha, which again, she could not be, they bring her back to their cave and ask her for help.
I believe you're the great alpha. I believe you're a werewolf.
That's it! That's why she doesn't fit in! That's why she has ugly hair. It's because she's a different species. It finally makes sense. So they do a little dance, they do a little wardrobe change, and now she's a werewolf. Damn, that was a fast costume change. Did she know they were gonna rip her clothes off down there? This seems terrifying if she didn't. The rest of the gang gets worried when they realize Addison is gone with the zombies, so Zed shows up and he just fucking kills one of them. Holy shit, dude. And we never see that guy again. I think he's dead.
The explosion came from Seabrook Power.
Seabrook Power is the birthplace of zombies.
A little lime soda mixed with some mysterious energy, and then bam! Zombies.
Nice story, but it doesn't concern us.
Nice story about you and your unknown electricity fuel, but we've got our own problem. We're looking for a mysterious power source.
But it does concern you, Willa. That could be your moonstone, right?
Oh shit, she's right. So for the rest of the movie, Addison is like pretending to be a werewolf. She shows up to school the next day and she's like, I'm a werewolf. I've always been a werewolf and I've always known I was a werewolf.
Addison, if you ever expect to be cheer captain...
Well, maybe I don't.
Maybe I'm not meant to be cheer captain. Maybe I'm meant to be eating gerbils. What do werewolves do? I actually don't know what they do. I know I am one, I just don't know what we do. Then we get the presidential debate between Zed and Bucky, and this is how all presidential debates should go.
I'm a real human. There's no danger in that. They're real monsters. Man. What if they turn back?
There should be singing, there should be choreography. One of the sides should be claiming that the other is a dangerous beast. And President Biden, how would you respond to that claim? He wants to eat me! He's trying to fucking eat me! The demolition of the power plant is imminent, so the werewolves rush there to stop the mayor from destroying all their moonstone. Via song? It does not go very well.
Arrest them!
Oh my god, dude, he said arrest them, not gas them.
Colloidal silver. That'll tame those beasts.
You know, for a government that just found out werewolves exist, they sure seem to have the exact chemical compound that would hurt them most. Colloidal silver shuts down their nervous system instantly. Just a hunch. Then Addison and the cheerleaders show up, and then Zed and the zombies show up, and now they're all singing, trying to convince the mayor to shut this thing down. Okay, at this point in the song, they're just having fun with it, man. They're just splashing around. I don't even think they're trying to convince the mayor anymore. He's not even in that part of the power plant. He's just standing alone in the main entrance now. You can hear music just vaguely echoing through the plant. Okay, I get it. I think I figured it out like 20 minutes ago, guys. Okay, so I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is they decide not to blow up the power plant.
Stop the detonation.
The bad news is the demolition guy accidentally does it anyway.
Shut it off.
Can't.
And also, Addison finds out she's actually not a werewolf.
Am I?
Bree's like, I don't know. They sort of just look like regular people to me. You look like a teenager who lives outside.
She's not a werewolf.
Oh, that's so embarrassing, dude. We all saw you act like a werewolf. You dressed up like one and everything, dude. No! Don't worry, this movie does end with them finding a way to access the Moonstone underground. They transport it to Prawn, and then they dance all night in the iridescent glow of this mysterious power source that is surely exposing them all to a dangerous dose of radiation. And then at the very end of the movie, they hint at another sequel, which seems to have something to do with aliens.
Weird.
And that is Zombies 2. And now it's time to talk about our sponsor. This video has been sponsored by... Guys, it's the season of giving gathering, and with HelloFresh, it can be the season of saving. You can actually save money this holiday season with fresh, delicious recipes delivered straight to your door. It's cheaper than takeout, it's easier than grocery shopping, and the meals turn out so good. I like HelloFresh because I'm not really much of a chef. Okay, I don't really know how to cook well, but every time I cook HelloFresh, it ends up turning out great. Last night we had these Tex-Mex enchiladas. Didn't take too long to prepare. Turned out great. Honestly, best homemade enchiladas I've ever had, and I was the one who made them at home. I've got a lot going on. I've got a baby. I've got family visiting. It's a busy time of year. So sometimes it can feel impossible to get a good, nutritious homemade meal in, but not with HelloFresh. Can I let you in on a little secret? Some of their meals only take 15 minutes to prepare. How is that possible? Must be Santa. And guess what? HelloFresh is actually more than just dinners. They've got breakfast, they've got lunches, they've got snacks. So you can start skipping the grocery store for a variety of meals. HelloFresh is making life so much easier. So if you want to check out HelloFresh and for free breakfast for life, visit the link in the description or scan this QR code. One breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That is free breakfast for life with HelloFresh at my link. Again, this QR code. Don't use a different QR code, it won't work. Thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out HelloFresh. All right, thank you guys for watching this video. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. We are the fastest growing army on YouTube. Do not look that up. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
My car's so fast, my car's so mean.
My car's so fast, yeah, my car's so clean.
My car's so fast, my car's so mean.
My car's so fast, yeah, my car's so clean.
I woke up in a new Bugatti, cause I live in it. My parents tell me buy a house, but I'm not doing it. Spend all my savings on my whip and my parents' savings too, cause I saw it in a magazine with girls in bathing suits. Now my wife is on my case. She's like, honey, we have kids. You can't just sell our house. I'm like, I already did. You're about to eat my dust, honey. Put on a bib. Engine so loud, wake a baby in a crib. I don't like babies. I think they're a waste of space. All they do is make noise, cost money, make waste. My car is really fast. If I had a dime for all the people that I passed, my kids could go to college, but I can't pay the fees. My wife keeps making purchases without consulting me. She's always on my case, mocking and insulting me, but I just drive up in my car and I'm not sad at all. My car's so fast, my car's so mean.
My car's so fast, yeah, my car's so clean.
My car's so fast, my car's so mean.
My car save gas, yeah, my car's so green.
Yo, I have a Prius. Do you have a Prius? You should get a Prius, man, the polar bears need us. I've been greener than some leaders ever since I was a fetus. And your dirty gas car is quite frankly so egregious. When I pull up next to you, yo, I'm a scowl. Turn my head all around like an owl. Like you need to clean your act up with a towel. I accelerate slowly, head shakes with my jowls. And I'm out, I got a more important place to be. Bye-bye. Probably Starbucks, I drink a lot of tea. If your house is solar powered, you agree. I can trust you, invite me to your house. And if it's not, I will judge you. Your penguin killing ways will get the best of ya. I'm so green that I'm better than the rest of ya. You got a compost bin, I'm not impressed with ya. My house runs on vegetable oil and I've never felt a woman. My car's so fast, my car's so mean.
My car's so fast, yeah, my car's so clean.
My car's so fast, my car's so mean.
My car save gas, yeah, my car's so green.
What's up, Greg? There's a very special announcement at the end of this video, so make sure you stick around to see it. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time where I eat all my fingers and toes and cry for 3 years. Bye! Alright. Gosh, I love being a YouTuber. I get to just hang around all day making videos, making people laugh. It really is a pretty good gig. But my favorite part is that everyone sees me as a unique individual with my own style and sense of humor. Alright, well, time to post this video. And post. Oh, a new comment! Let's see what it is.
No, not again.
No! Hey!
Yes, master.
I'm taking a trip. Pack my bags.
You don't own any bags, sir.
Fair enough. Then prepare my car.
Yes, master.
Now it's time to...
Wait, what do you mean prepare your car?
What?
Like, what preparing would it need? Why would it not already be ready to go?
Just like, open the door? I don't know.
I'm on it.
Perfect. Florida, here I come.
Danny?
I have to show you something.
You could have just texted me.
You have a phone?
Yeah. You want to come in?
Do you have any juice?
Yeah, I could get you some juice.
Okay.
Okay.
Or, wait, do you want to move this light?
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. The only juice we have is lemon juice, so I don't know if...
That's fine.
So what do you want to show me?
I don't know, I've been getting all these comments lately on my YouTube channel, and usually I try to ignore them, but there's just so many. Every time I post a new video, it's like, this guy looks exactly like Drew Gooden. Whoa. This guy talks exactly like Drew Gooden. Drew and Danny are the same person taking on a different persona to get double the sponsors. Their girlfriends are also the same person.
Well, that's not even true at all. She's my wife.
Yeah, she's my wife.
Holy shit. Danny, this is insane.
Yeah.
Because I get these comments too, all the time.
You do?
Yeah, dude, look. Notifications on, now I'm truly Greg. Please give me a shout out, I am the truest Greg. Great video, Danny Gonzalez. Wow, Danny Gonzalez made a really good video this time. Still waiting for my Drew and Danny sex tape.
Well, that one doesn't really have anything to do with us being the same person, does it?
No, I just wanted you to hear it.
Actually, I don't even see that on your screen.
Well, that's because I deleted it, because I hate it. And I hate you!
Hey, easy!
Sorry, I'm just so frustrated. Everyone thinks we're the same person.
Yeah, just because we look the same,
And sound the same,
and think the same,
and talk the same,
and smell the same, and act the same, and are the same person, I mean not the same person, doesn't mean we're the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta do something about this.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but we gotta do something about this. And I got just the thing.
Want to make a music video?
Yes, exactly.
Well, let's go shoot this bitch.
Wait, but Drew,
What?
can you move the light again? Hey, cool jacket.
Cool jacket.
We both got cool jackets.
Yeah, we do.
We should do something with these cool jackets.
Oh, I got an idea.
Okay.
What if we wore these jackets every night for 6 weeks across the country?
Oh, and perform a live comedy show at different venues?
As long as we can wear the jackets.
That sounds good to me.
Let's do it.
Guys, we're going on tour.
Across the country, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Jackets and all.
It's gonna be me, Danny Gonzalez.
Me, Drew Gooden.
And special guest, Curtis Connor. Here's a special word from Curtis.
Hey guys, I am super excited to be going on tour with Danny.
That's enough, Curtis. We're going to these cities. These are the ones that we have announced already. So if you live near here and you want to come, get your tickets. If you don't live near one of these cities and you still want to come, don't worry. We're going to be announcing more cities as we figure out the logistics of the dates after these cities. But if you do live near one of these cities, make sure you get your tickets fast because these are theaters with a limited number of seats. So once they sell out, they can't have more people come in. We asked if people could sit on each other's laps, and they said no.
No, it's a fire hazard.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if the person sitting on your lap is on fire.
Drew and I have been working on this show for like 5 months now. We've been writing it, we've been filming bits that will go into the show, and it's evolved into something that I think we're both really proud of. We put a lot of work into this because we want it to be something that is really special to us.
I feel like it perfectly kind of captures like our sense of humor. It's the type of show we would want to see, and we wanted to make it something that if we saw a show, we would be impressed by like the production of it.
It's going to be a series of songs.
Like this one?
Like the one you just saw, that's actually the opener to the show. So
kind of sets up the premise of the show.
If you come see the show, you'll already know the words to one song.
Yeah, and you can sing along. We'll be singing along.
And so why not everyone else too?
Yeah, why not everyone else in the room?
Yeah.
The security guys are going to know the words. Will you?
There's going to be songs, there's going to be sketches, there's going to be little bits that we've already recorded that we've been working on all this time.
I think it's safe to say it's going to be a lot of fun.
I think it's going to be lit is what I think.
I don't know if I think that.
Okay.
Or would say that, even if I did think that.
We're really excited because we've both never done anything like this before, and we're really excited to share with you guys. We also just did a video on Drew's channel where we also announced the tour, but there's funny stuff before that.
That has nothing to do with the tour and will make you not want to get to the end, where the announcement takes place.
So go ahead and check out Drew's video on his channel as well, and subscribe. That way you're subscribed to both of us.
Yes!
So if we post updates about the tour, you will get them twice.
Yeah.
Alright, well, thanks for watching this video. If you're not already Greg, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. I'm sure this video of us announcing a tour has made you want to subscribe.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys next time with a really interesting video where I dance in the middle of a very busy street and somehow miraculously keep narrowly avoiding getting hit by cars.
Impressive.
Bye.
This video is over now. Go find something else to watch, or just watch this video. I know we had a lot of fun, but you can't stay on this end screen forever. This video is over now. So why are you still watching this? Do you not have any